אזרחי ישראל, אני גאה בכם. אני גאה על העמידה האיתנה שלכם. וכמה קשה למילואימניקים. חבריי ואני בממשלה, אנחנו פועלים כל יום כדי להקל עליכם, כדי לפתוח את הלימודים וגם את המשק. אני יודע דבר אחד, אני יודע שאורך הרוח שלכם, ההקפדה על הנחיות פיקוד העורף, זה שאתם נכנסים למרחב המוגן פעם אחר ההקפדה על הנחיות פיקוד העורף, זה שאתם נכנסים להשיג את יעדי המערכה, כל העולם מבין שאנחנו עם של אריות, 3 מטרות. ריסוק תוכנית הגרעין של איראן, ריסוק התוכנית הבליסטית של איראן, ויצירת תנאים שיאפשרו לעם האיראני לקחת את גורלו בידיו. עמוק מתחת לאדמה. אנחנו פועלים עכשיו לא רק כדי להשמיד את עמוק מתחת לאדמה. לאחר 20 יום, אני יכול לבשר לכם, לאיראן אין היום יחד עם הידידה הגדולה שלנו, ארצות הברית, אנחנו השגנו עד היום הישגים עצומים. המדינית והצבאית ואת צמרות משמרות המהפכה והבסיז. מפקד הבסיז, אגב, אלה האנשים שביצעו את הטבח ההמוני בעם האיראני, וגם כיוונו את כל האש אלינו. זה לא משנה מי יחליף אותם. אנחנו דואגים המשמרות במהפכה יהיו קצרות מאוד. בנוסף למפקדים, אנחנו הרגנו אלפי מרצחים משורות הדיכוי של המשטר. השמדנו מאות משגרים וטילים, פגענו בקים בהם בצורה מתמשכת, יומיומית, שעה-שעה. אנחנו מקמנו את הצי השני, אנחנו מכים בהם גם ברחובות, גם במחסומים. לפני שבועיים הנחיתי את צה"ל ואת המוסד לפעול יחד, כדי שהרוצחים של משמרות המהפכה ידעו שנצוד אותם גם בערים, גם בתוך הערים, והם עשו זאת בצורה מושלמת. אתם רואים את זה, אתם רואים איך הרוצחים האלה נפוצים לכל עבר בבעלה. עכשיו, מכל זה, אני יכול להגיד דבר אחד. מוקדם מדי להגיד, אם העם האיראני ינצל את התנאים שאנחנו יוצרים עבורו כדי לצאת לרחובות. גם גרם לנו לאבדות, וגם לנפגעים, ואני רוצה לאחל למשפחות באמת, קודם כל להשתתף בצערן של המשפחות השכולות, ולאחל לפצועים החלמה מהירה. אבל יש גם נקודה טילים של איראן, טילים בליסטיים. דיברו על מאות מגדלים שיפלו בתל אביב, בירושלים, בחיפה. אבל המגדלים שנופלים, נופלים בטהרן ובביירות. חרמון, וגם עמוק בלבנון. מה שהיה לא יהיה יותר. אתם זוכרים שביום השני של המלחמה הבטחתי לכם, אנחנו נשנה את המזרח התיכון. ואנחנו שינינו אותו, ללא הכר. כבר עכשיו אפשר לקבוע הדבר הדרמטי ביותר שהשתנה זה העוצמה של ישראל. הפכנו את ישראל למעצמה אזורית, ויש אומרים שבכמה תחומים חדשות שעוד ידובר בהן. הבאנו את הברית עם ארצות הברית, ידידנו חדשות שעוד ידובר בהן. נאמץ אותה. ומי שינסה לפגוע בנו, נגדע את ידו. לבני ישראל, אל תראו ואל תחתו, חזקו ואמצו, כי כך יעשה אדוני לכל אויביכם. אתם אזרחי ישראל שואלים, כמה זמן זה ייקח? ואני אומר, זה ייקח ככל הנדרש. אני מבקש מכם רק דבר אחד. First of all, I just want to say, I'm alive. In Iran, with great determination and unprecedented strength. In Iran, for 47 years, it chants, removing the nuclear threat. Second, removing the ballistic and become immune from aerial attack. And third, this means creating missile threat and removing both of these threats, not only attacking the Iranian people, it is attacking the entire Middle East and beyond. They've attacked civilians and American assets in Iraq, Kuwait, ballistic missile program would be used to attack these targets far and wide, and ballistic missile program would be used to attack these targets far and wide, and it won't work. Israel is helping in its own way, and intel and other means, the American effort to open the Straits of Tehran, of Hormuz rather. Just imagine what they would do. Look at what they're doing now and imagine what they would do if they had ballistic missiles, international range ballistic missiles. Today, Israel and the United States are protecting America, Israel, the entire Middle East, but I venture to say the entire world. Despite the fake news, we are winning and Iran is being decimated. Iran's missile and drone arsenal is being massively. Stockpiles of missiles are being hit hard, and so are the industries that produce them. That's important. Infrastructure. But what we're destroying now are the factories that produce to produce. We're wiping out their industrial base in a way that we didn't do before. Iran's air defenses have been rendered useless. Their navy is lying at the bottom of the sea. Today, work to do, and we're going to do it. And I want to close these opening remarks with one other fake news. And that is that Israel somehow dragged the U.S. into a conflict. Come on. President Trump always makes his decisions on what he thinks is good for America, and may I add, I think what is also good for future generations. Achievements. Together in close coordination with President Trump, goals in lightning speed. But I want to say another word. It's said that for 40 years, I've been saying that Iran is President Trump, 47 years ago, when the Iranian thugs took over the American embassy, he said how dangerous this regime is. Before he was reelected, I went to see him in Mar-a-Lago. The first thing he said to me was, before he was reelected, I went to see him in Mar-a-Lago because for more than 4 decades, this regime, as I said in the beginning of my remarks, is chanting death to Israel, death to America. But they say Israel is only the small Satan. Is wiping in their way. The great Satan is the United States of America. And these assassinate the American president, Donald Trump, not once, but twice. Now they blackmail for oil. Just imagine what they would do, what they're capable of doing, if these lunatics had nuclear weapons and the means. But I think if people are honest, if leaders are honest, they would understand that we're not only fighting our fight, we're fighting their fight. I speak to dozens of world leaders. Privately, they all say that. They say that privately, but I say it publicly. The world owes a debt of deep indebtedness, deep indebtedness.
Mr. Prime Minister, Zach Anders, Newsmax.
A transitional will have a transition. You don't want to replace one Ayatollah with another. You don't want to replace Hitler with Himmler. So choose the moment and to rise to the moment. We can create the conditions, but they have to, they have to explode those conditions at a certain point. It is often said that you can't win, you can't. They have to explode those conditions at a certain point. It is all a component, and I take the liberty of not sharing with you all those possibilities.
Would you recognize Pahlavi if the people keep chanting for him in the streets?
Been a force for good. He's been trying to get the people to unite for a transitional government, a democratic transitional government, or a moderate transitional government. I hope that it comes to. Well, I think we have. I think that those are goals that are achievable, but I'm not going to put a schedule or a stopwatch on it. I think we have goals that have to be achieved, and we're not counting the days. But I will say this canard that we dragged the United States. I think President Trump said it best, and I said it as well many times. There's a much greater danger in not acting. What do you think would have happened? Would have ordered the beginnings of the new nuclear program and the maybe a few years. but you can't reach those programs. And they develop and Florida and Texas and California. Oh, but they don't have it yet. That's what people said. Right, let's wait. No, just let them do it, you know, just wait. Wait and let them do it. You won't be able to do it. It's the last moment. No, it takes a little time. I mean, you had a few months to prevent them from doing it and to just decimate these industries and perhaps achieve this transitional government in Iran. So you'd sit back and you say, well, it's not going to happen in the next Thursday, so let's not act. I tell you that there's enormous risk in not acting, much greater risk than acting. And if you think that the oil markets are in trouble today, think of Iran with nuclear weapons and the means to deliver them.
But you have there are oil fields around the world that are burning. Gas prices are going up. The war is popular here in Israel, is not popular with many Americans. My question was, how do you see this ending? Not why, not even when. What do you imagine the day after?
Well, we have achievable goals, and I'm not going to speak about the full battle plans that we have with the United States. We're well coordinated with them. I will say this, that once we the Bab el-Mandeb Straits, in order to have the flow of oil, just have oil pipelines going west through the Arabian Peninsula right up a lot faster than people think. I think you have to, in war, you have to grit your teeth. Of democracies, as he called it. And they only wake up, he said, they may wake up only when they hear you're hearing the jarring gong of danger. The jarring gong not a jarring gong. That is an apocalypse. Don't let it happen. And the leaders are tasked with the task of seeing danger in time and acting on it. And I hope that in time, people will see the wisdom and the courage of President Trump's decision and his leadership.
Next question, one question, Guy Azriel from I-24 News.
Thank you, Prime Minister. Guy Azriel, I-24 News. President Trump said today he did not like the Israeli strike on the Iranian gas fields. My question to you, was the President aware of Israel striking that gas a war with Iran in maybe 5 or 10 years?
Gas compound. Fact number 2, President Trump asked us to hold off on
a war with Iran in maybe 5 or 10 years.
Are there any signs that the Iranian regime is cracking? A lot of signs. A lot of signs. I wish. It may survive. It may not. If it survives, it'll be a lot weaker. There's no. With the knowledge that if they try it again, they'll be hit again even harder. I cannot tell you of the technological developments that we are engaged in. Do wondrous things, and in partnership with our American allies, we can do amazing things. Amazing air forces in the world. It's the two most amazing intelligence services in the world. Both amazing air forces in the world. It's the two. We're building them for the future. That is what safeguards the future. You know, if people want to we're building them for the future. That is what safeguards the future. Writers of the 20th century, someone that I admire a lot, was the historian Will Durant. Now, he wrote many volumes. I read most of them. He also wrote The Lessons of History. Jesus Christ has no advantage over Genghis Khan because aggression will overcome moderation. So you have no choice. Led by the United States, have to reassert their will to defend themselves and to oppose their enemies in time, while there's still time, before the jarring gong. Do not see the historic period and the historic struggle that we are engaged in now. Doesn't obviate these truths. We have to be strong. We have to be armed. We have to the fact that the Israeli people are standing strong, that the Israeli army is standing strong. We rose from October 7th. Our people, our soldiers rose like protecting the entire world.
Thank you. Next question, Tom Burridge from ABC News.
Sure. The Gulf, given the spiraling energy costs, the high costs in general, the US service personnel.
Misled no one, and I didn't have to convince President Trump about the need to prevent
into starting this war and
catastrophic development. The loss of servicemen is painful. Early on, In my military service, a fellow soldier died in my arms. I lost a brother. The condolences of the people of Israel to these families and to the American people. Freedom is precious. It has its costs. But if you're not prepared to defend it, if you're not prepared to resist the tyrannies that are trying to arm themselves with the weapons of mass death, you will have no future. And therefore, we're doing what we can. As far as oil prices rising, spikes, you know what a spike is? You know what a spike is? It goes up and goes down. And people are. Then I shouldn't do anything. I just succumb to the blackmail. Let Iran get on with it. Let them develop nuclear weapons and ballistic missiles to deliver them. What this war has done is unmask what Iran is. You know, we've said for years, look at even adversaries of the United States chanting death to America, death to the great Satan, massacring tens of thousands of their own people at will like that in 2 days. You have that sometimes. But the combination of fanaticism, deep ideological lunacy, there's no other way to call it, the total and utter ruthlessness of this regime makes it uniquely dangerous. Uniquely dangerous not only to Israel and to the United States, but to everything in between and far beyond. And the fact that this is did it very sequentially. What did they say? Maybe it's only the Jews. Have we learned nothing, absolutely nothing in these 80 years? We cannot see the danger that lurks. It doesn't lurk. It isn't from the mud. It's right in our face. It's splattering blood. Right at us. I can't believe that we're clueless. We're not clueless. I talk to many American friends. They're not clueless. They understand this. Some don't. Some are adamantly opposed, but many are adopting a wait-and-see attitude. But I can tell you that I've spoken, as I said a minute ago, I wish I understand it, but some of my people don't, or my news media are against me and so on. I was glad to see in the United States that an enormous enormous percentage of President Trump's supporters, traditional supporters, understand it. And I hope that my friends and colleagues of many years on the other side of the aisle, those who understand and agree with what I just the most important thing is to assure the security of your people. The most important thing, fight. And this is the juncture of anything. He didn't need any convincing. He acted as a great
From JNS. JNS, right behind you, yes.
Mr. Prime Minister, Hezbollah has opened up another front against Israel, launching rockets against Israeli civilians. Now, Hezbollah, and what would eradicating Hezbollah do to transform Israel-Lebanon relations and the greater Middle East?
Is not what Hezbollah had been. I said in my opening remarks in Hebrew that they're, they were talking about 150,000 rockets and missiles that they had, ballistic missiles. They had thousands of Ridwan terrorists right at our bulk of their missile capacity in 6 hours. We knocked out Nasrallah. We destroyed that is there that prevents this kind of invasion. And we have plans for the future. Obviously, our number one is there that prevents this kind of invasion. So that as well.
Leader and dozens of other senior Iranian officials. The result of that so far has been the appointment of a new Supreme leader considered to be even more hardline, made a commitment to President Trump not to strike these oil and gas facilities in the future. Is in fact empowering the hardliners in Iran. And are you confident that your strategy...
Was that a single question? Jeremy, you really hogged it, but I'll answer. Ayatollah has not shown his face. Have you seen him? What we see is that there's a lot of tensions inside the people who are edging for the top. It's not a uniform position. You see that sometimes with the contradictory orders that are given. You know, they do one thing and then the world target the President of the United States and so on. They themselves are being targeted. That creates a lot of uncertainty. We've found that that can have an effect. The removal of Nasrallah has never been really been replaced, because some people are not replaceable. Effort to crack the regime. It's not going to happen in one day. We're 20. And we're trying to propagate them as we can. Not only in the top command, we're seeing cracks in the field. You know, it's sort of like a hollowed out, rotten piece of wood that's holding on the outside, but there's a lot of rot inside. We're seeing some defections. We're seeing fear and trepidation in the IRGC units that are manning the the ballistic missiles. You know why? Because they're afraid to die. They're not. It's very hard to do underground too. So they're not going to be able to just take the pieces and move them below the earth. It's going to be a lot harder for them. But ideally, if it cracks enough, and with some other things that I won't get into, yes, the regime could change. We'll see. I cannot tell you. They're very brave, by the way. I don't come and criticize them or in any way. Ground between the weakening of the regime and the rising of the people in many ways that could develop. We'll see. On the oil and gas questions, I can only tell you this. Look, I don't think any two leaders have been as coordinated as President Trump and I. He's the leader. I'm, his ally. America is the leader. Israel is, as the National Security Memorandum described us, I think a month ago, 6 weeks ago, I think, something like that. They called Israel the model ally. That's how they call it, the model ally. That is as important, at least as important for you as it is important for us. And yet one country is there, and against all the vilifications that are leveled at Israel, Israel is sponging off America and all that. No, it's not. It's not. Israel is a brave country. That's the most important coordination. But in practice, President Trump and I speak regularly. We discuss things, our staffs discuss things, our militaries are in close coordination as never before. But ultimately, President Trump makes his own decisions. And do I respect them? Yes, I do.
The question is whether you would or could continue the war without...
Just one question, Jeremy. Thank you.
Could you without the United States? Without the refueling capabilities, for example?
We're going to close. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Prime Minister.
You
Thank
exhausted
you,
your
everyone,
questions.
for your questions today. Thank you, everyone.
תושבי הצפון הם גיבורים. תושבי הצפון ואנחנו לא נוותר על זה.
Thank you so much.
ואנחנו לא
We're
נוותר
going to
על
be
זה.
concluding now.
תודה
Thank
רבה
you,
לכם.
Mr. Prime Minister. Thank you.